What's up, guys? This is Sammy Geek back here with another quick video, and today I'm doing a little comparison as a ultra hardcore Note 20 Ultra user. I'm gonna be reviewing the Samsung, I almost want to call this a fold, the Samsung Flip. So I'll let you guys know here. This video is a little bit of a vlog style. Behind me, I'm actually sitting in the Volvo right now, and behind me is the Tesla. And I just got the windows tinted, so I'm not driving that. I'm keeping the windows, as you can see, kind of cracked, and just letting that thing air out for a little bit. So cruising in the Volvo today. All right, so why did I get this phone? I got this because I absolutely love the Note 20 Ultra, but it's just a huge phone. It's big in the hand, it's big in the pocket. At least I'll let you know the difference between the two in your pocket. It's interesting. But so I figured I would try something a little bit smaller. I saw this phone at Best Buy, and I kind of instantly fell in love with it. I thought, well, what the hell? I never imagined myself wanting to try this. You guys know I tried the Samsung Fold device multiple times, and with no luck on that front. So I ended up going back to the Note every time. So for this phone, I thought this is different because it has a little bit more of a pocket ability per se, and it's smaller, and you still get a pretty large screen. So without further ado, let's jump into this thing. All right, what are the differences that I've noticed? I actually had to write down a list for this because this is an interesting proposition. What am I missing on the Flip? How many times am I going to call this the Fold? The Flip. What am I missing on this phone by giving up? So essentially this thing is like an S10 Plus from 2 years ago, and but it folds. So they're going to call it a 2020 phone. So I don't know. It's kind of, you're taking, what do you want to say, 2 steps forward, 1 step back when you get this phone, because here's what you're giving up. When I read this list, you guys are going to think, why in the hell would you want that phone? All right, you're giving up fast charge, 120 hertz screen, the bigger aspect ratio of the Note 20 Ultra versus the little slim candy bar of the Flip. You are giving up always on display. It's not waterproof. It has a smaller battery. It's missing dual firing speakers, and it has entry-level cameras versus the Note 20 Ultra. That's a list of 8 different items. Why in the hell would you spend damn near the same amount to get a bunch of less features and technology? It's because it folds. That's no lie behind that. I mean, it's got a basic decent camera. The speaker, it's okay. The screen is actually really nice, but it's got that very tall aspect ratio, so if you can get over that. But so if you like the folding factor of this phone, you're going to pay for it, and you're going to give up some features. So I'm going to give this thing a fair shot. We're 24 hours in. I'm not overly excited about this phone after 24 hours. So far, it's like a love-hate relationship. I guess that's the best way to explain it, because I think this phone is really cool. I love I wouldn't say I love the folding, but I think the folding is really cool. You can see it's very you can hold it. It's very pocketable. It's interesting in the pocket though, because again, it's different. So the Note 20 Ultra goes in your pocket. It's very thin because I have a thin case, but it pokes out of the top of your pocket when you sit down. You feel like it wants to fall out all the time. It's just a big phone. That's the only thing I don't care for it. But God, if you could take all the features of the Note 20 Ultra and put it in a folding factor, woo, they would knock that out of the park. But anyway, so you have to, there's a little give and take. If you want the fold, you're going to give up some things. But in the pocket, you feel the extra depth or width, if you want to call it that, but you only feel it in this little square form. So it's really hard to explain, but when it's in your pocket, it sticks out a little bit further, but only in a smaller area. And so what I noticed for me is getting in and out of the car. If the phone's in my pocket, you can actually bend your knee up and down, and you don't feel like the phone's pinching. You know what I'm talking about. This thing is kind of at the bottom of your pocket, and it's just out of the way. So that part is really cool. And then just having it in your hand and just kind of flicking it around, it's a totally different experience than the Note 20 Ultra. So that's, for me, let me explain it this way. The the flip, that is what it's all about, right? So that's the game changer feature. That is the whole 9 yards right there, that flip. So if you don't like that flip, you're done. You're gonna go to the Note 20 Ultra anyway. But for someone that wants the smaller form factor, you're gonna be willing to deal with a little bit of give and take. So you might give up a little better cameras and this and that, a little better battery life and things in order for this form factor, because you got to pay to play. You're gonna have to give up some features if you want a small foldable phone. But I'm only 24 hours in, so I got to give this thing like a week and see, is this form factor going to pay off? Am I willing to give up the wider screen, the better aspect ratio, the better batteries, the dual firing speakers, the better camera? I don't know. We'll see. After a week's use, I'm going to report back to you guys and let you know what I thought. And here's the deal. When I put my SIM card back in the phone I'm recording on right now, if I miss this phone, then that'll be the telltale sign, right? So I'm the king of stupid analogies. Let me give you guys, if you're still with me here, let me give you a stupid analogy. It's a silly analogy. All right. I guess you could compare, actually there's two silly analogies. One, this is like a speedboat, and the Note 20 Ultra is like a pontoon. They both do the same thing. They're both fun on the water. You can have a great time. You can have a few people on, but the pontoon is more practical for, you know, for more people. It fits more things. It does things differently than the speedboat does. So it's a speedboat and a pontoon. You have two different experiences. They both kind of do the same thing, but they kind of don't. So it's what's more important to you, right? You're gonna get the speed in a speedboat. Pontoon's gonna be slower. The other analogy, this is a really silly one, but let's say, imagine that you had let's say for your job, you go into a lot of parking ramps, and you're in those parking ramps for an extended period of time, and you go into 4 or 5 or 6 parking ramps that are very tight with tight spaces, and you have to do that 4 or 5 times a day for an extended period of time, where you park your car every single day of the week. So 7 days a week. Here are your options for vehicles. You can have a pretty fully loaded sedan, small, medium-sized sedan, or you could have an Escalade, a big-ass monstrosity Escalade. You have your choice. The Escalade is going to be better when you're on the road, but see, you're on the road, you're parked a lot during the day, and you're going through ramps a lot during the day, but you know, yeah, you drive as well, but do you want all the bells and whistles and the better driver's car? Or do you want the car that's going to go into the parking ramp and park in the parking space better? Think about it that way. It's a silly analogy, but this phone, for day-to-day use, when you're carrying it around, it's in your pocket. If you're a lady, in your purse, if you want to throw it in your jacket pocket, when it's sitting idle, it is an immense advantage. When you're using the phone, it's not bad. It does the job, it does the trick. It's gonna get you where you need to go. It has a beautiful display, it has cameras, it has one single speaker. It does the job. It does the job well. It doesn't do the job bad. But the Note 20 Ultra, when you're driving it, is a freaking rock star. The screen is great, the camera's great, the speakers are great, the 120 hertz is great. It freaking has everything. But that's when you're driving it. When it's parked, what the hell does it do? It takes up space. It's hard to fit in your pocket, blah, blah, blah. So that's my silly analogy. Hopefully you guys appreciate that. I had to think about that one for a second. But anyway, message me with any questions, you guys. Appreciate you guys watching. I will post more videos of what I think about this phone in the coming days. Hopefully here I'll get you guys something in about 2 or 3 days. And then I expect to do a full week review of this kind of in a vlog style. So peace out, guys. Talk to you soon.